Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and today we're doing another ranking of FC24 players, and today it is Fantasy FC Heroes and how good we think they are. Before we get into that, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and check this out.
Time for a relaxing sponsored daydream.
Are you tired of having no coins and coming up against teams that are absolutely cracked and better than yours? We'll go over to U7Buy, whose coins are cheap, fast, and reliable. You can use the link in the description, and make sure you use the code DEVS for a 6% off. So, as you see here, we have got all the Fantasy FC Heroes at the bottom, and we've got 5 tiers. Must have, class, decent, pass, good, but overpriced. First up, we have Bumper Store. Her base card and also her UCL card are incredible, and I'm going to put this one in class. The only reason I'm not putting it in must-have is it's 900k for a left-back card. That is such a good card. It's just a shame that she's a left-back and not like a midfielder or an attacker. I mean, she can play left mid, and in-game you can put her wherever you want. If she could play as an attacker in like the normal formation, then I'll probably put her into must-have, and if she was a bit cheaper, but cracking card. Next up, we got Rui Costa. We're going with pass for this one. I mean, it's an okay card for what kind of like, when you expect to use heroes, when you expect to use icons, you expect much better stats. Probably players similar like this that aren't a hero, that aren't an icon, that are probably about the same price, and if not better, to be fair. So that's why I'm going to go for a pass. However, I'm sure the card in game is actually quite good. Next up, we've got Paulo Futre. He's going in class. I mean, I think his base card is very good as well. Obviously, it's much cheaper. Just look at the card: 95 pace, 85 shooting, 95 dribbling. That is a class card. 900k, I don't think it's too expensive because he is an attacker, and those players, they're okay to be more expensive because they add more to the team. Fullbacks like Bumper Store don't add too much to the team, so that's why she didn't go to must-have. And the reason he's not going to must-have is because there's a few stats that could do with improving, and there's other players similar, not as good maybe, but similar to him. That's why he's in class and not in must-have. Next up, we've got Julie. This one might surprise you, but I'm going to must-have purely because that's a very nice card. It's very similar to Futures. Futures is a bit better, but it's very similar, and he's an SBC, and it was only 80,000 coins. In terms of fodder, that's nothing. It just seems like a no-brainer for me. 80,000 coins for a hero with that good a card. Must have. Next up is the German women's player. We've got Kessler. She's going in class. I think that is a cracking card. Not too expensive either, about 300,000 coins, especially if you're playing her in cam. If you're playing her as a centre mid, I'd put her at decent because the defending and physical aren't too high. But as a cam, I think that's a cracking card. And she's also got 4-star. That's such a good asset to have as a cam or an attacking player in general. Next up, Vincent Kompany. Now, this is a difficult one. The card is unbelievable, but he's overpriced for me. 5.5 mil, 5 mil for a centre-back. That is so expensive. To put that into perspective, a Kanji Showdown SBC that has just come out is 350,000 coins, and if Manchester City beat Liverpool, the card's going to be very similar to Kompany's. And it's the same again with Lucio. If that partnership is probably the best centre-back partnership you can ever have. For your average FC24 player, you're never going to be able to attain these. That's what this tier list is based off. Someone like Julie, he's a must-have because he's so attainable and he's very good. That partnership there is nearly 10 million coins. Listarazu. I'm going to go good. It's on the brink of class, but I'm going to go with decent because of the pricing. It's not as good as Bombastil's card at left back. He can't play left mid in like the formation. Obviously, you can play him wherever in game, but he's just a left back, left wing back. Bear in mind, all of these could get an upgrade. I am aware of that, by the way. But I'm just going off base card right now. Mascherano is a very nice card. I'm going to go with decent, though. You need a bit quicker for a midfielder or a centre-back because the attackers are so quick now. Steve McManaman, I'm going to go decent as well. 200k is not bad, but nothing really strikes me as amazing with that card. Ramirez, oh my god, he is ridiculous. I mean, he's just class. I know he's 2 million, but that card is one of the best cards in the game. He will be an absolute machine. No, he's better than mid. He's a machine. I'm a machine. Next up, Ricardo Carvalho, SBC, so it is slightly more attainable than if he was on the market. And for that reason, I'm going to go with class. Very expensive, 700k. If you whack a shadow on him, that card is a joke. It isn't too far off Company's card either. That card is very, very good for the price in comparison to the Company and Lucio. Next up, we've got Wesley Schneider. Oh, I think he is a bit overpriced, if I'm being honest. It's a very, very nice card, but I think he is a bit overpriced. 3 million coins. Nice card, but I think that's far too expensive. Far, far too expensive. Carlos Tevez. Expensive, but he's class. He's kind of like, he's worth the money. Look at that card. 90 pace, 92 shooting, 91 dribbling. He's going to score you 40 goals a game. He's that good. You're not even going to have 40 shots, but he's going to score you 40 goals a game. The pricing's fair, I think. You can't have him much cheaper or a lot cheaper, because a lot of people will have him and it'd just be unfair. Yaya Toure. I mean, he's got a good class, surely. I mean, you know he's a machine in the midfield anyway. Again, the pricing, I think the pricing's fair. Again, the same reason as Tevez. If everyone has access to him, it's just boring, because you can't have everyone having him because he's so good. Tell you what. Vola, I think he has to go must-have. I think that's a weird one. I don't know. He's such a good striker. Shooting and pace are very similar to Tevez. It's such a good card. I think he'll improve your attacking play. And I know I'm not talking about upgrades, but if he does get an upgrade, it's going to be an absolute beast. Brolin. I mean, he's decent, to be fair. He is decent. Just in game, I just don't think he'd be that good. He's just decent. He's above a pass. Next up, we've got Alex Scott. I'm going to put her in decent. Oh. Yeah, I'm going to put her at decent as well. Not quite class. The SBC is probably a bit expensive for what you're actually getting, which is why it's not in class. It's just an overall very well-rounded card. The penultimate one, we have got Smolarek, who's also an SBC. Smolarek's a pass for me. I think it is just kind of like the predetermined kind of opinion. I just can't get that out of my head. I think he's quite expensive for what he is, and yeah, I think it's better for cheaper. I can't lie. And last but not least, we've got Marquisio. He's going in class. I mean, if you're going to have any of the midfielders, I'd choose him because he's cheaper and he's very, very good still, like his other card, like he was last year as well. Let me know what you think of my tier list. Where would you change? Who would you change? What would you change? And as always, hope you have a good day, a great week, and I'll catch you in a bizzle.